Guys, welcome back. This is the one, the only So Yesterday. We've been gone for, I don't know, quite some time. But as usual, we always seem to come back. So, you know, Troop and I, we've been doing this for a minute now, and we told the viewers we'd be back. But we never said when. So, like I always do, I'm joined with the one, the only, Troop. Talk to the people, Troop.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to So Yesterday. It's been a minute. We haven't been here for almost a year now. This is season 5, episode 1 of So Yesterday, and we're always happy to have you along with us for the show. And Just has been a minute, and a lot has happened since we've been, talking together, doing this podcast. And I always want to get the viewers something fresh, something exciting, something interesting, and I'm happy to be back. I missed you, man. I'm going to be mentioning a lot of stuff in this episode, especially about my personal life that, the viewers probably didn't, know. So let's just dive into what we're going to be talking about today, shall we?
Shall we?
So, very first thing, dude. Very first thing we're going to talk about is basically how our lives have been since season 4 of So Yesterday ended. It's been almost a year, 10 months to be exact. 10 months, November. Yep, November 2023 was the last time we did, the show. So basically, I'll be talking about, I moved to Alaska back in February for my job, and I'll be talking about how life has been since I moved from Ohio to here in Alaska. Obviously going to talk about my new job, why I came up here. And then I'm going to tell us a few drunk stories, since I've been in Alaska, because I got a few interesting ones that you guys are going to love. And then we're going to hand it over to D Just, basically his life since the podcast last ended. And he wants to share a few dad stories as well. Is that right, D Just?
That's right.
And from there, we're going to be talking about basically the most attractive male hobbies according to women, the least attractive male hobbies according to women. And then we're going to combine that with qualities that qualities that women look for in men. And then we're going to go on qualities that we look for in women. So we're going to combine that topic and, share our thoughts on that. And from there, we're going to be going on with who is a bigger sneakerhead, men or women. Interesting topic right there. Good debate right there. We're going to be talking about who we think is a bigger sneakerhead and share our thoughts on that. And then, as always, this is new this season. We're going to be ending each episode basically with a crazy Reddit story, and I actually got one pulled up. So you guys want to stay tuned for that one when we get there. So it's going to be really exciting. So, yeah, man, without further ado, you want to get this show on the road, D-Just?
Yeah. You want to talk about your Alaska stories?
Yeah, so I should have mentioned, I didn't get to mention this to the viewers or so yesterday, so I really deeply apologized to everybody. I probably should have said something to you, just everyone earlier, and I made a mistake about that. So basically, what happened was I'm up here in Alaska right now for my job. I got an offer letter last summer to train to become a flight service specialist up here in Alaska, and I got it in July of 2023, and they actually offered me a job saying, we want you here. You're gonna come to Alaska, trained to do this job. And at first, I was hesitant about accepting it because, I'd moved away from my family, my friends, just everyone else, from Ohio to come to a new state, thousands and thousands of miles away, and I only had like 3 days after I got the offer letter to, accept it. So it's like 3 days to decide, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? And I had to consult my mom first, about it. And she said, she was a little sad, if I did choose to go. And she said, I think you should do it, and I decided to do it only because I wasn't sure if I was going to get another opportunity for what I went to school for. And I'm sure you guys remember I told everyone a few seasons ago that I spent 8 years at Kent State to get my degree, and I really wanted to do something, exciting, and what I went to school for. Like I said, 8 years at Kent State University, I got my degree, and it's like I didn't want to put it to waste. I wanted to do something in aviation, which is what my dream job is. So that's one of the main reasons why I accepted it. And I should have let the viewers and everyone else know. So I have to, like I said, I deeply apologize. That I didn't do that. I didn't let you know, D-Just. I know you were really upset about it and how that went down. And like I said, I'm sorry, man. I know you're my best friend. It's just my mom told me not to tell my friends until like the very last minute. And I can't believe I listened to her. And that's just, like you, D-Just, CJ. I mean, CJ really wasn't, I really don't think he was upset. At least I don't remember. Because, the very first friend I told was Courtney. And shout out to Courtney. She's a real one. I told Courtney the very first time. And yeah, dude, it was just the way it went down, though. It fucking hurt, man. Just the way I'm still upset to this day, man. I'm like, I know you said not to worry about it. You say chase your dreams, but it's like I should have just told you guys right when it happened, because when I got that offer letter, dude, we were taking that trip to Atlantic City last year. And that's when I got that email, dude. When we were in that hotel in Harrisburg, PA.
I remember it.
On the elevator, dude. I got that email. And I was looking at my phone.
I had a feeling, because your whole body language, right, when you got that letter. So
yeah,
I'm
dude.
I don't know what's wrong with that dude, but something's wrong with him. He's acting weird. It's like, it's Cody. He's always acting weird. But I gotta get, sometimes I gotta get sense. But, with you got all quiet for a couple minutes.
I did, yeah.
I'm reading that letter. I was like, you weren't talking. You weren't saying anything. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, I don't think you or Sean or CJ even. I don't think CJ or Sean didn't even notice anything. But I know, I think you did for sure. I mean, literally.
I remember back then, I noticed a little bit of something because you get all quiet when like me, when something's bothering me, I get all quiet and shit.
Well, dude, you know me so well, man. We've been friends for so long, so I don't blame you for pointing that out or figuring that out. So, or noticing that. I mean, so shout out to you, man.
It's just a good thing. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell the viewers. Basically, since we're talking about the job, I'll mention the whole night that I told everybody. We went to. Where did we go, dude? In Akron. What was that place called again?
Luigi's we went to?
No, we went to we hung out. It was me, you, and Courtney. Or me, you, CJ, and Courtney. We went to the inn place with all the games and stuff. What's that place called? It's been so long, dude.
Dragon Inn?
The Dragon Inn. Yeah, we went to the Dragon Inn. Yeah, dude, and I remember it was in December. It was 2 months before I was scheduled to move out of Ohio, and it was December 8th, I think. I could be wrong about that date. I'll have to fact check that, but it was a Friday. I know we didn't want to hang out, and I told Courtney before we hung out, I'm like, this is gonna be the moment I tell CJ and Donovan about this job, and I'm taking it, and I'm gonna be moving to Alaska. And I told her, I said, I don't know how they're gonna feel about waiting this long. And it's like the moment I was talking to Courtney about it, I was like, okay, yeah, I should have told you guys way sooner. So anyway, the moment I told you guys, I'm like, hey, we got our drinks, and I was like, guys, I have an important announcement to make. And Just, you were like, all right, what is it? I said, well, I got a job offer to take a job in Alaska, so I'll be moving to Alaska. I don't remember how you reacted, dude.
I was like, what the fuck is in Alaska, Cody?
Well, CJ didn't really have a face about it, but yeah, dude, you were shocked too. I mean, you weren't even expecting it.
I'm like, what? Besides your job, what the fuck are you gonna do in Alaska? Fish? I mean, I had a couple of things I said. I was just like, what?
Well, I think you had a few drinks in you to understand, but you were a little tipsy, I think. But I feel like you were the most upset. CJ really didn't say anything. I shouldn't say I don't think he really cared, because knowing CJ, he doesn't care about a lot of things. But that's beside the point. But no, but I think CJ took it well. You obviously didn't take it well, and we all started talking about, what's going to be the future? So yesterday, I'm going to be all the way up in Alaska. The time's going to be different. I mean, currently I'm 4 hours behind you. It's right now in Alaska. It's 1:26 p.m. So, I mean, I don't know how we're gonna make So Yesterday work with me being in Alaska, but I'm happy that we were able to figure something out and do this video chat on Riverside. So shout out to Riverside for providing us with this platform and everything. So I mean, I'm glad we were able to figure this out, and we're doing this episode right here today. So I'm happy. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on. So basically told you guys that what was going to happen after I took this job. I was going to take an online class. They called it Air Traffic Basics, where I took an online class for 19 days online on Zoom. I had to get on Zoom every day, Monday through Friday, from like 11 a.m. to like 7:30 p.m. or so. And that class is basically just an intro to anything in aviation, air traffic control wise. I mean, I hated that class so much because it was online. I had to get on Zoom with the instructors. Always had to have our camera on. We could be muted, but they always had to look and see what we were doing. And it's like, I hated that. Hated it so much, dude. I wanted it to be over. And I was really focusing on passing that because, you need at least a 70. And I remember telling you the week of my final exam, D-Just, that yeah, I'm gonna spend this whole entire weekend studying. So I literally was studying. It was on that weekend, that Saturday and Sunday, dude. I studied for like 7 hours straight,
You did.
and my brain was hurting, dude. I didn't want to look at the information anymore.
I was proud of you, though. I was real proud.
And that's the most I've ever studied for anything in my entire life. High school, college, even fucking grade school. I wasn't even going that serious about studying for anything. And it's like, I had to pass, because if I wouldn't have passed, I would have had to go back to my lame ass job at Granger, which I hated that job so much. So, you know what's funny, dude? I'm gonna tell you how that went down before, because I told my supervisor at my old job, that I gave him a very last minute. I'm like, yeah, I can't work here anymore. I got a job offer. I couldn't give a 2 weeks notice because you gotta give a fucking 2 weeks notice before you go to another job. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry for giving you, this notice at the last minute. He's like, oh, no, I understand. You're doing your dream job. You're going to chase your dreams, Even you said that. You're like, Choop, I support you. If you want to do your dream job, just go for it. Chase your dreams. You can say, chase your dreams, not people. So that is my dream job, even though I'm up here in Alaska. And, I miss you, D-Just. CJ, Sean, everybody, Courtney, everybody. The list goes on. My family. But yeah. Anyway, so after I took that basics class, I passed. And I was like so relieved after I passed. I had 2 weeks basically to get ready to move. So the very first city I moved to in Alaska is a city located south of Anchorage called Kenai. And that's where the that's where the Flight Service Academy takes place. It's in Kenai. So I had to be there for a little over 3 months training. And before I moved there, I had to find a place to stay because I never moved out of my house up until now, dude. I mean, 29 and 3/4 of a year in Ohio, a month before I turned 30, and I did turn 30 in Alaska, and I really wish you guys were there. I wish I could have celebrated my 30 with you, which, I'll get to that. Anyway, so trying to find a place to it was very, very hard. I mean, because I had no history. I had no landlord history. I had no like rent history. I had no renter's history, or anything like that. So I never moved out. So luckily, one of my former trainees, her name goes to Giselle. Shout out to Giselle. Giselle, she was a real one. She actually recommended me a place to stay in Kenai. So I was able to find a 1-bedroom apartment, dude, for $950 a month. So that's how much I was paying when I was in Kenai. And $950, this place was small as hell. I mean, you've seen it, D-Just. We got on video chat a few times. Like, dude, this place is so fucking small. I hate it so much. And that was my very first place, I lived right after I moved out. And so, like, I had to pay an extra fee, dude. I had to pay, since I had lack of landlord history, the woman I talked to at AK Rentals, that was the name of the place in Kenai, she's like, oh, yeah, you don't have any landlord history. You're going to have to pay an extra. You have to pay like twice. So they wanted first month's rent plus, what's it called? They wanted first month's rent And oh shit, what is that? It's before you move out. Deposit or something. Security deposit. They want first month's rent and security deposit. So I had to pay. Actually, had to pay my rent 3 times. So 950, 950, and another 950 because I had like a landlord history. They wanted me to pay. I had to pay rent 3 times basically before I moved in. Before I signed the lease. And so I did everything online, completed the process. I was like stressing out about the whole thing, dude. You had no idea like how I was really getting really pissed off because, these people were taking so long to get back to me. Oh yeah, he's like, put your application in. I had to pay a $40 application fee. Like, they wanted all this money out of me, dude. And it's like, I was like so fucking pissed off about it. So anyway, finally got that all taken care of, and I'm like, all right, got an apartment secured. I have a few days. I had actually over a week actually to pack because I wanted to fly out February 11th, which was of this year, which was Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
So I remember hanging out with you, Courtney, and CJ, and we all hung out. We went to Luigi's. We had a good time. That was the very last time I saw you, dude. And
Very
I'm
well.
like, yeah, I want to see you in person. Because I don't know when I'll be back. To
Oh,
Ohio.
that's fine.
So I'm like, dude, I really want to hang out with you one time. I gave you. Remember when we ended the night? I gave you a really big hug, dude. I'm like, yeah, I want to give you a hug, man. I'm gonna miss you. So, I mean,
Yep.
that's how close we are, dude.
I mean, I didn't know I was going to see you. I didn't know if you were going to get eaten by a polar bear. Honestly, I mean, you were going to the wolves. Like, I didn't know when I was going to see your behind again. I'm like, Cody, man, you better be safe, bro. Because you going out to the cold. Shout out to Ryan in the chat. Yeah.
Bro, it was just crazy though. I mean, I
Yeah.
never really thought that I'm like I wasn't gonna be able to survive Alaska, but shit, so far, dude,
Oh,
7 months in, it's crazy, dude. I mean, I'm
buddy.
still alive and breathing,
Oh,
so
you
yeah.
just started. Wait till that winter comes. You might need to put on like 5 pairs of frontal pants to protect the jewels. Ooh, it's gonna be a winter. You fought winter up
Oh
here.
shit, dude. When I moved to Alaska the first time, it was the middle of winter, dude, and there was piles and piles of snow on the ground, and like it was awful. I'm like, it was cold. I'm like, I fucking hate this shit. There's more snow here than there is in Ohio. I'm like, and I thought Ohio was bad with snow. No, there were piles of snow, dude, and like lasted for at least till like mid-April or end of April. They were still piles. Like they were stacked like so fucking high, dude. And I'm like, I hate this. Anyway, so the day I flew out, my dad went with me. He wanted to go with me to help me move in and stuff because shout out to my dad. I love him, and
That's Cody's dad.
yeah, he wanted to go to help me get settled in because like I said earlier, that was the very first time I moved out of my house, on my own for the first time in my whole entire life.
And you know
Like I
what?
said,
Scary though. It can be scary moving out for the first time. I still remember moving into the dorms for the first time. That was scary too. It didn't matter. It does not matter how far you move. It can be scary.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
I yeah, man, it was just it was let's just say long story short about that, it was hard. It was very hard for me. It took me so long to adjust. Like like I said, shout out my dad. He got me situated, and but the flights to Alaska from Ohio was fucking awful. I had to go on 4 different planes that day. Very, very long day of traveling. I had to go from Cleveland to Minneapolis, Minneapolis to Seattle, Seattle to Anchorage, Anchorage to Kenai. 4 different planes, dude.
Hey, look. I know after you hit that rain in Seattle, you were tired.
Yep. Dude, I was cooked the moment that I got to Seattle, man. I was like, okay, I just want this to be over with because I had a 2.5 hour flight from Cleveland to Seattle, and then
Uh-huh.
another 3 hour flight from Cleveland to Minneapolis. Correction, yeah, about that. Minneapolis to Seattle was 3 hours. From Seattle to Anchorage was like 3.5 hours, and then from Anchorage to Kenai was only 35 minutes. So that was a little easy flight. But I was like, the moment I got to Anchorage, I'm like, oh, I just want this day to be over with. I was like, I'm so tired. The time change was fucking with me because I was the first time 4 hours behind, dude. But I remember the first night in Alaska, dude, with my dad. When I got to my apartment, moved in, got the keys, and I go in there, I immediately got like pissed off, dude. You know why?
So,
Because there was absolutely nothing in there. There was no dishes, no silverware. There
oh,
wasn't even angry towels. There was no
oh,
shower curtain. There was no sheets for the beds. There were no pillowcases. There was nothing. And I'm like, I got pissed off. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna have to fucking buy all this shit at Walmart. So my dad actually offered to pay. My dad spent about over $250 on me on everything for the house, food, anything for the kitchen, cleaner, everything you could think of and you need for a house. And I was just like, I was really pissed off. There's absolutely nothing here, Dad. I was like really mad. I was like, I don't normally get mad, but that shit pissed me off like so much. And it was furnished and everything. I'll give you that. Like, had like a recliner, a love seat, a bed. But like I said, there was no sheets on it, no comforter. There was nothing. And anywhere, dude. You know, had a table and chairs and whatnot. Very small ass apartment. Had a refrigerator that fucking, you know, like it would like freeze my if I had any fruit or vegetables in the bottom drawer, they'd freeze them. That
you
happened the
still,
very first week I was there, dude. It froze. My very I'm like, I fucking hate this. And it kept running a lot. The refrigerator was trash, dude. I was like, this fucking sucks. I'm gonna deal with this for 3.5 months. It was like the worst thing about it. And to top it off, dude, I had to go to get my, to get wash the clothes. I had to go to a separate part of the building. I had to walk outside, go down the stairs, and then go into a different room. And they only had one washer and dryer, which was shared between the whole entire apartment. Well, my side of the apartment complex. I mean, shit, I hated that so much. Like, I had to go and check and make sure to see if someone was using my washer, it's not my washer and dryer, using the washer and dryer. And they had to take quarters, dude. $2 per load. $2 for washer, $2 for the dryer. And I'm like, okay, I fucking hate this shit so much. I'm like, these 3 months just go by fast? I was really irritated, man. And to top it off that, I have to talk about how much expensive food is here. You have no idea how expensive food is. Even going to fucking Walmart. Like, literally. I mean, yeah, there's some stuff that's cheap, but shit, dude. If you want, for example, if you want you want to get a regular thing of coffee, oh, yeah, that's $15. If you want a gallon of milk, oh, that's like $5 a gallon. If you want to go, get anything else, minimum 3 something, like for cheese or whatnot. For my coffee creamer I get, it's like $6 a thing.
oh
And it's
gosh.
like, it's ridiculous. It's like, it's so expensive to live here, dude. You have no idea. And it's like, I was just like, okay, this is going to be a long, 3 months. I'm going to take a while to get used to it. And it's crazy, dude, how much more things, are expensive compared to Ohio.
That
It's
makes you
like,
appreciate it a little bit, huh?
yeah, it's a lot, dude. But luckily, though, when I was in the academy, dude, they were giving me money. They're giving me per diem money. So they're actually they helped paid for stuff. So I was literally getting, for like a month and a half, they were giving me like $4,000 for a
Hmm.
month and a half. And they ended up giving me like $25,000 total my 3 months there, dude. Crazy. And that's all from the government paying, me, to live there, to go through this training. And it was nice because, I had to pay for rent, groceries, to use the washer and dryer, Wi-Fi, electricity. I didn't pay for heating. That was electricity. What else did I pay for? That's pretty much it. I didn't have my car up there at the time. I had to walk. I had to get,
Yeah.
a ride from my fellow trainees who I ended up meeting, and I'll get into that right now. So basically, I trained with 7 other people, and I'm going to give them a shout out right now. I trained with Jake, Marty, Chris, Dana, Giselle, Max, Mikkel, and me. So there were 7 of them plus me, so 8 of us. So shout out to them. They were the best group of people, that I've ever, spent the first 3 months in Alaska with. Like they made the whole entire not having any friends up here, it made me feel good because at first when my dad left, when I took him to the airport, or he took, I had to walk back. Basically walked mostly anywhere, Well, I didn't go. I went to the store with Giselle. She lived in the building across from me, so shout out to her. She gave me, a ride to the store. Whenever she went to the store, I went to the store. She gave me a ride to the facility for training every day. She gave me a ride back. If we ever hung out outside of work, which we have, uh, she took us to wherever we wanted to go. We went to eat one time. It was nice. So shout out to her for giving me a ride. I ended up giving her at the end of, training. I gave her a $50 gas card because she was going to Fairbanks, and Fairbanks is way on northern Alaska. It's like one of the coldest parts of Alaska. Fairbanks, don't negative 45. It gets in the winter, dude. It's dark.
Tell me that.
Awful.
Catch my black butt there.
No, it's one of the worst cities to live in Alaska, in my opinion.
No. Oh.
Yeah, dude, it was literally awful, dude. And don't get me started on the Wi-Fi I had here. It was like one of the slowest I've ever had in my entire life. Like, the internet they have here is called GCI. And it's Alaska internet, and they claim it's the fastest in Alaska. I had it for 3.5 months, and anything I looked on my phone, I go on Facebook, or I'd look at something up on the internet, it'd be slow as hell. It would lag, and I was paying fucking $90 a month for this shit too. And don't get me started, man. Like how, and it was limited data, so I had to watch what, or else I had to pay extra. It wasn't unlimited Wi-Fi, So, like, if I had to download something, it would get, especially if you have to download something. You download something, you use a ton of gigs, and it was awful. I never had to worry about, unlimited data for Wi-Fi until now. So, anyway, but back to talking about, the people I went to train with, they were great. The very first day of training, I get in there, I was nervous as hell, dude. I was like shaking. I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't know these people. I was first time on my own. You know that feeling when you're so nervous, dude, that you just your stomach is full of butterflies, dude. You know that feeling?
Mm-hmm.
My stomach was full of butterflies that whole entire day, man. And I'm like, I didn't talk to anybody. Like, none of us talked to each other. And I was worried, dude. I'm like, I was nervous as hell. I was like, my instructors came out and they're like, okay, this is gonna be, these 3 months you're here, you're gonna learn a lot, and he said, we're not gonna expect you guys to, get this right away. It'll take some time, so he's like, we're gonna make you transition to live in Alaska, because most of my, class, they never been to Alaska before. This is the very first time. And so they were transitioning, too, as well, adjusting. There's only 3 of them that have already, in my class, that have already been in Alaska living. And that's Dana, who was already here in Kenai. Mikkel is actually a native of Alaska, surprisingly. She grew up in Anchorage. And then Giselle's been lived in Fairbanks since October of last year. So almost a year now. She's been in Alaska. So, but the rest of them, dude, two of them came from Minnesota. The one Giselle, she grew up in Florida, dude. Miami. She's from Miami. So
she kind of took a turn there, huh?
Exactly. And then she wanted to go to Fairbanks. How do you go from 80-degree weather, 90-degree weather, and sunny to fucking negative 45 degrees and darkness? I don't know how the hell these Miami people
Hard days, true.
do it, dude. But no, it's crazy, dude. They were like, okay, it's a big adjustment, and I don't know how the fuck she did it, but she did it, man. She lived there fucking since October last year. She was there at least 4 months prior to starting at the academy. So I applaud her for getting through that fucking winter, because I couldn't deal with negative 45 degrees and having to worry about her car not starting. Car not starting, dude. Because how cold it is? How cold it is, dude?
No. Shoot. You better get ready. It's coming. It's coming for you. Winter, it's coming. And you got your car now, right?
Yes.
You better get ready, buddy. You gonna have some rough days, but
yeah, no, it was just Oh God, it's awful, dude.
Yeah.
But
You know
yeah,
what?
man, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how people do it here. It's just
I
crazy.
don't know how you gonna be doing it this year, buddy. Talk about them. What about you? Yeah.
No, it's just I don't know how the hell they do it. I mean, where I live now in Ketchikan, it's not. It doesn't get as cold as I was told in up in Fairbanks though. Up northern Alaska, it's freezing up there. I'm happy I'm in the southeast Alaska. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna get back to. All right, so like I said, my dad stayed with me. He helped me, and then when he left, dude, the day he left, man, I got back to my apartment, and guess what I did?
So
I cried, man.
yeah.
I was on my own for the first time, man. I literally cried my eyes out for a good hour and a half, dude. And it hit me hard, man. That I was on my own for the first time. I couldn't do it. It was a huge adjustment, dude. And to get,
Hey, this
you
chap
know, on
fire.
my own, man, it's crazy.
He said he troop is going
So,
to the White Walker in the winter.
damn, man. Anyway, so it was hard, man. It took me it took me 2 weeks to adjust to live on my own, man. Eventually, I did, and yeah, man. Like I said, the moment my dad left and I was alone, it hit me hard, dude. It hit me really hard. I was like,
I know
I
you
was so depressed, man. I was depressed, like I said, for like over a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, dude. And going to class, dude, and getting training, it didn't
have
help at all
sponsor
either.
hot Cheetos. I'm just saying. Flamin' Hots. Anybody keep on sponsor us?
Shout out to them, dude. But anyway, so like I said, man, it was hard. I eventually got over it, and yeah, man, it was a huge adjustment to me, and like I said, I was really close to you know how close I am with my family. You know how close I am with you, with CJ, Courtney, Sean, even talking to Ryan. So, all of them, all
I'm
my
gonna be real,
friends.
real with you
So,
for a second. That you left, got on that plane,
yeah.
and CJ and I think we hung out a couple days later. And we were all sitting like, so what? What are we gonna do now? I said to CJ like, what we always do. Life goes on. Troops going to Alaska. Let's pray you don't get eaten by a polar bear, and we're gonna keep going on life. You know?
Yeah, I was always wondering what you guys did after the moment I flew out of Ohio and
Yeah.
started my career, man. I started that training, dude, with the job. So,
First and foremost, I was making sure your behind got on the plane. You sent the snaps.
yeah,
You got on the plane, but you could have got back off and said, "No, I don't want to go."
I could have, yeah, but if I would have said no, I would have had no job to come back to in Ohio, and I'd be like, oh,
Oh, don't worry. Acme would took you back just like that.
they would have. I want to make $13 an hour, but yeah, fuck that place, dude. Fuck that place.
They're always looking for people.
They all, yeah, duh. They're always looking for people, man. It's like they're hurting for people right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a huge adjustment for me, and like I said, eventually I got over it. But I feel like the most, hardest adjustment other than that was the time here. Like I said, 4 hours behind Ohio time. And the very first night I was there, I fell asleep at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Alaska time, which is midnight back in Ohio. So I was on Alaska time. It took me about 4 to 5 days to get adjusted to the time. I was falling asleep early. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. 2 a.m. this time, which is like 6 a.m. back home. Sometimes 3 a.m. 3 a.m. would be 7 a.m. back in Ohio. So like the whole adjustment was hard for me at the time. Like shit, even my dad was falling asleep, early. Like I was just so dead ass tired, man. It was like you have no idea. It's like, well, I'm way used to the time now, but it's like one of those when any people that come to Alaska, I feel like the time is gonna fucking hit them hard unless they're coming from California, which is only an hour behind. Or no, California is an hour ahead of Alaska.
Yeah.
So they're only going to be an hour behind their normal time. So that wouldn't affect them a lot. But you come from the East Coast or Midwest, yeah, you're going to be hurting the first time you get here. You're going to be so fucking tired. So
I feel
yeah,
like
man.
I'm from California coming to Alaska. I think the weather change might shock you?
The what?
The weather change.
Well, the girl I work with now, she grew up in Southern California, dude.
Yeah.
And her sister, she was talking about the other day, her sister literally works near LA, and she went to Fairbanks and she said she loved it. How do you love the cold and the darkness and everything up there? I couldn't do it. No. Negative 45 degrees. Fuck that. No. And she's like, I love it up here. Like, I don't understand people. Some people are just built for this or something, made for this weather, not me. I'm pretty sure CJ was, we were talking to CJ about this. He'd probably be like, negative 45 degrees, that's not cold at all. I can go out there with jeans and a shirt, t-shirt on with no jacket or no hat or anything. And be like, this is fine. This isn't cold. I'm like, you're goddamn crazy, CJ. He's like, crazy is my middle name. Of course it is. But yeah, anyway, I got to get into training though. So,
They
like I
run
said, I met, what's up?
They make you run down some laps. Listen.
No, dude, not that kind of training. Not no physical training, dude. So, speaking of physical training, when I moved to Alaska, dude, I didn't work out for a good 2.5 months. So, because I didn't want to walk through the snow. There was piles of snow everywhere, and I didn't want to walk to the wreck, which was about a 12-minute walk, the Kenai wreck. So I didn't work out for about, like I said, 2.5 months. And I started to get belly on me, dude. I still have this belly right now. All from not working out, dude. And I think I gained a pretty good amount of weight from what I was eating. I wasn't really eating healthy either, which didn't help at all. So, like, shit, I was having, like, frozen taquitos or, like, stuff like that. Breakfast burritos, unhealthy shit. And they had Taco Bell up there, which they don't have Taco Bell here where I live now. So, shit, I was, like, hurting, dude. But anyway, so I start training. And the very first thing we did was we had to, get the weather down because part of my job at flight service is basically when I get fully certified here, I got to give basically right now pre-flight weather briefings. So whenever a pilot wants to know the weather before his flight, I have to do that. And then when you go to in-flight is when you actually talk to pilots on the radio. Right now, I was actually doing some training on in-flight 1, which they do flight plans, IFR clearances, talk to Anchorage Center, talk to the controllers out there over the radio, over the phone, and then, do the weather transmission. So all that stuff in in-flight 1 and then in-flight 2. In-flight 1 is basically, I got to give traffic advisories. So basically, I got to know where all the planes are at, they're flying. So basically, if a pilot calls up and says, oh, I'm here and I'm going to the west or something, I have to make sure that they're, that they know where the planes are at so they don't run into each other. So basically, I'm not controlling the aircraft. We're giving them an advisory to say this aircraft is here. They're going this way. Oh yeah, this plane's here. This plane's laying at the airport. This plane's going to take off from this runway. This plane's taxiing up for departure. Whatnot. And then I basically do this other stuff. And that position is actually very hard. And I have not started training on that. I'm going to be a little nervous when I get to that. So that's basically what's going to happen when I get fully certified. And so basically we had to get trained. We actually had to know the weather. The very first thing we did in training, we had to know what a front was. We had to know, how wind, how it affects, any kind of wind will affect aircraft performance, et cetera. Basically, we had to know what the freezing level is. We had to know what different kinds of turbulence there are, anything aviation related, we had to know what a positive vorticity is, which I really don't want to get into because that's fucking stupid. And we don't even talk about that now. So we had to learn all this other stuff, dude, because we had a test. We had to get at least a 70% to pass. And when I took that weather test, man, I was nervous as hell because I struggled with the weather. I struggled learning the weather. It took me a long time to get things. And I ended up getting an 84% on that test, which surprised the fuck out of me because I thought I did worse. I got the lowest score in the class. The highest score was a 95, 97. No one got 100%. But there's another guy in my class, Chris. He was book smart, dude. He was on top of that weather. He knew, like, he could learn something about weather, and then the very few days later, he can recall it word by word. That's how good he was at it. And I was jealous because there were a lot of guys in there. The other guys I trained with, they were the same way. They were really good at book smart, but when we got to the application part and we did those lab simulations, I actually did really well with the lab simulations. I mean, we all struggled with pre-flight when that came on because the very first weather briefing we had to do, it took us 2 hours to do the weather briefing, dude. 2 hours. Isn't that crazy?
Very.
So, and it's like I was nervous as hell because I hate pre-flight so much, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm training now at my facility, to get certified. I struggle with that so much, dude. And it's like, well, the moment I did my final, they call it skills check. I actually got a 90. I did two pre-flight or two weather briefings. The first one I got a 95 on, and I was surprised because I thought I did horrible. And then I did the second one, I got an 88. And I told my instructor, I'm like, because I had this guy, my instructor's name was Sam. I told him, Sam, like, Sam, I think that went awful. And then he's like, no, you actually did really well. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, you did a lot of things really well. I'm like, well, I told him, I said, I don't think I sound really good because for the weather briefings, what you need to do is you got to follow step by step, dude. So I'll make this sound really simple. So basically, I'll go through the steps of it so our viewers can understand what, for my job. So basically, the very first step of pilot weather briefing is adverse conditions. Very first thing. So if there was anything like that could be adverse for a pilot, i.e., if there's mountain obscuration, which is when clouds cover a mountain. There's a lot of mountains in Alaska. They're everywhere. You don't want to go into them. You don't want to fly right into them. So it's very important to know if there's clouds covering a mountain. There's also air mets for IFR. IFR stands for Instrument Flight Rules. So basically, the pilots who fly IFR, they're relying on their instruments. People who fly VFR, Visual Flight Rules, they fly by looking out the window. So we're mostly talking to VFR pilots. So if there's IFR conditions, they're not going to fly through a cloud, dude. Because if a VFR pilot flies through clouds, then it gets spatial disorientation, vertigo. The list goes on. They can get disoriented, dude, if they fly through a cloud because they can't see anything. Because clouds obscure vision, dude. And so they try to avoid clouds. So anything that could be adverse, low ceilings, low visibility. If there's wind shear, which is wind shear is rough. When wind gets below 2,000 and it gets rough, it can get pushed around, man. It's like severe turbulence, and those little tiny planes, dude, it's gonna fuck them up really badly. So, wind shear's bad. IFR conditions. If there's bad turbulence. Obviously, if there's a thunderstorm, you'll be flying through a fucking thunderstorm. But in Alaska, you hardly get thunderstorms, which is nice living up here. So, obviously, clouds. And then we talk about if there's any weather advisories. So, like, if they're like bad, wind, the wind's really strong, bad wind gusts. They put out, like, Anchorage Center puts out a weather advisory. And then anything that could be adverse or dangerous to pilots, that's the first step. The second step is a VNR statement. VNR stands for VFR flight not recommended. So that's giving an advisory. So we're not telling the pilots, oh, don't fly. We're going to caution them. We're going to say VFR flight not recommended due to this: low ceilings, low visibility, bad turbulence, etc. It could be, anything in your best judgment to, tell this pilot, I advise you not to fly, but we're not telling him don't fly. It's up to the pilots, if they want to fly. And then after that, we got to talk about any current weather conditions. So current weather observed, we look on the computer, what's the weather happening right now? And then you go to, we look at the satellite image. We look at radar image. If there's any precipitation echoes, what cloud covers there are, how high are the clouds? And then from there, we go to if there's any weather cameras. There's a bunch of weather cameras located around Alaska that basically show, you can look and see what a mountain pass looks like. If there's any clouds covering the mountains. If you can see the tops of this mountains, or how low are these clouds, you can guess. And you can pretty much guesstimate how low the clouds are because they have all these reporting points. Like this mountain is 2,007 feet tall, so it's this far away, 15 miles away, etc. And then from there we go to the en route forecast. So basically the forecast for their entire rate of flight, what they're forecasting, what the National Weather Service is forecasting. oh, they're forecasting this, dude, and that. And then we go to destination forecast. And then from there, you basically got to talk about winds aloft. So, like, what are the winds forecasted at this altitude, whatever their altitude of flight is, and whatnot. And then from there, you go talk about noticed air missions, or basically cautionary, stuff. So, like, for example, a note they call it NOTAMs. NOTAMs could be for runway closure, taxiway closure, fuel not available. If there's any like drone activity, people are flying drones. That could be a NOTAM, etc. And we got to talk about the NOTAMs. We got to go over the NOTAMs with them, and then from there we talk about if there's any ATC delays. But if they're flying VFR, they're not going to be flying with talking to any air traffic control, so there shouldn't be no delays there. And then at the end, we're going to request pilot reports. So if there's any pilot reports, pilot weather reports they call them. So if they have pilot reports, icing, they report a top, they report a base, they report turbulence or whatnot, temperature, icing, this list goes on. We tell them pilot weather reports requested for ceilings, visibility, etc. along your route flight. And then we end from there. So that's basically the steps of our standard weather briefing. I know it's a lot of information.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot, dude. It's not easy either. You think that you can just look up all this information, try to explain to a pilot. It took a lot of time, dude. And it's taken me a lot of time to get it down. The flow and everything, it's not easy. So after we did pre-flight, we went to in-flight. In-flight was a lot better because you're actually talking to pilots over the radio. So basically we learned, we talked to center. We basically had to relay clearances to take off. Like, we weren't giving them control instructions. We basically, center would call us and we tell them, request clearance, Alaska 62, for example, from Ketchikan to Seattle, and then they give them a departure procedure, a fix, altitude, squawk code, or a beacon code, and then they go from there. So basically, that position is a lot of talking to pilots. We got to learn, we learned how to take flight plans. We learned how to, give clearances. We learned how to, put pilot reports in, etc. So I loved in-flight. In-flight was a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot
I passed all that, dude. What's up?
Sounds like you really liked in-flight.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't want to bore the viewers, but I'll get to the last thing for the Academy. We talked about lost aircraft orientation, which basically, if there was an event where a VFR pilot would get lost, doesn't know where he's at, and he got in the clouds somewhere, he doesn't know, he doesn't know where to go. He wants to, and it's like we would go through like a procedure, like an emergency situation, like we would actually guide the aircraft out of the clouds to where to land as soon as possible. That was my worst skills check. I ended up getting a 72 on that one. I struggled with that. That was the hardest one out of the whole entire Academy. So I think it's really stupid because they don't have that nowadays, because a lot of these planes, dude, they got GPS. So they shouldn't have to worry about getting lost or anything, especially in Alaska, dude. They all got GPS. It's like you won't be getting lost, unless you don't have GPS, which is really rare these days. But no, this is stupid, man. I'm glad I got over that. So, long story short, I ended up passing the Academy, got my certificate. My dad and uncle came down for my graduation, dude. And I told you guys, like, how, happy I was to finally, get done with this training, because it was a really stressful 3 months, dude. 3.5 months.
Yeah. We heard all about
my dad and uncle came down, dude, for my graduation. They watched me graduate. My uncle, they was stayed with me for a week. We had to, my uncle wanted to travel, like somewhere around Alaska, because they got a rental car. So we ended up going to Homer, which is located south of Kenai. We went to Homer for a day. It's about an hour and a half drive. And it was a beautiful day. It was sunny, no clouds. We could see everything. We got to see the mountains. We went to get fish. We got some really good halibut. They're really big into fish up here in Alaska. I mean, you have some of the best fish ever if you come to Alaska. So I highly recommend, if you like fish, dude, come up here to Alaska, have some really good halibut. They have the best up here. Salmon, and here in Ketchikan, where I'm at now, they catch a lot of salmon, and I had one of the best salmon I've ever had my entire life here. And I'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, my dad and uncle took a trip to Homer one day, and we were there. We had lunch. It was nice. I took a lot of pictures. I remember sending it to you, CJ, and Courtney that day I went. Like, yeah, we're in Homer. CJ loved it. I sent a picture of the mountains. He's like, dude, that is so awesome. Like, it was like you saw the snow on the mountains there. It was just beautiful, man. You had to see it in person. It's like, it's, it's like you have to go to Homer. I love that little city. It was good. We went there for a day. The next day we went to Seward. Well, I went to Seward on Friday. Seward is located east of Kenai in the Alaska or central. They call it the Central Gulf Coast of Alaska. That was a nice little city. We went to lunch again too. I had fish tacos for lunch. It was very nice. Took some more pictures. It was a very cloudy day that day, but we could still see the mountains. Nice little town. We spent the day there. And there were a lot of good spots to eat near Kenai. Like there's this place called Buckets. Buckets Sports Bar and Grill. They had really good wings. Shout out to Buckets. Really good place. We went there at least 3 times. They got really good bone-in wings, good burgers, good beer, of course. Oh, don't get me started on how good the beer is up here. Oh, God. Alaskan beer, local Alaskan beer. It's up there, man. It's hot. One of my favorite local beers, Alaska. Ohio beer is good. Alaska beer is good, but it's really hard to pick which one's better because I like both. If you like craft beer, dude, always get that local beer, man, because I don't know, because shit, Alaska beer is top notch, dude. Oh my God, I tried it. I remember trying it for the first time. Like, this shit is super good. And normally I don't drink beer a lot because you drink a lot of it. It's like you always got to piss, man. It's just like this not a fun time, dude. So.
Oh my God.
But yeah, dude. It was crazy though because. I don't know, man. Just the first 3 months though were really memorable, and I turned 30 in Alaska, man. And I told my trainees, dude. I said, I'm turning 30 in March because they asked when our birthdays were. So it's funny. My class loved to always bring in something. We celebrated all of our birthdays. It's like my one, like Chris, he'd bring in a cake. For every birthday. They brought a cake in for me and a balloon. They got me flowers. It was great. For my birthday, my birthday was on a Saturday, but we celebrated the night before, and that was one of my very good drunk stories I gotta mention. So my apartment, where I lived back in Kenai, I lived right next to a bar. Okay, I could literally walk there 2 minutes to get to the bar. The bar was called Kenai Joe's. It's a nice little tiny bar. Local bar. It's really small, and I didn't want to go there by myself because I could have every single weekend, but I chose not to because I didn't want to go alone. I hate drinking alone. I really do. So anyway, so they decided to celebrate my birthday, and I remember that night I got so fucking drunk, dude. No surprise, right?
No.
So my coworkers were like, all right, let's celebrate Cody's birthday. So we actually got out of, done with class a little early. And they're like, oh, you guys want to go to Kenai Joe's to celebrate Cody's? I'm like, sure. So we went to Kenai Joe's. I'm like, all right, I'll meet you guys there. So let me know when we're going. I walked over. And I get there. I start having my drinks. I started drinking my Tito's and tonic, which is my go-to drink.
Yep.
And as I'm sitting there drinking, they got me shots. I don't remember what shots we did. I think we did. Dana was really big into pineapple upside down shots or whatever the hell they're called. Pineapple upside down shots. And I'm like, yeah, this shit doesn't taste like alcohol. So I did them. Girls really big into that shit, dude. I don't understand. But fuck, dude. I did them because they were free and I didn't pay for them. And I can't turn down a free shot, dude. And this old guy who's from fucking California, who just moved up to Alaska, back in January of this year, he's like, oh yeah, I'm from California, and he found out it was my birthday. Some random old guy came in, and he's like, oh, it's Cody's birthday over there, and he's like, oh, you want a shot? He's like, I can get you whatever you want. And I'm like, all right, give me a shot of Crown. I love Crown so much. Crown's my go-to, and my go-to shot. So I got a shot of Crown and started doing shots, and then And then these other guys got me more shots. I don't remember what it was, but I remember having 3 shots, probably like
Cereal?
maybe 4 mixed drinks. So like 7 drinks total, and I got fucked up, dude. No
For
surprise. And I remember standing at the bar. I look over and I see Giselle talking to Marty, and all of a sudden I see them talking really, really close, like like this, like totally in their ear, and they were telling something. And then I look over again, they're giving hugs. And I'm like, oh god, what's going on here? We're all getting affectionate over here right now. And keep in mind though, Giselle is engaged to be married too.
oh
Her
no,
soon-to-be husband is up in Fairbanks right now, and
really?
they're gonna plan on getting married sometime next year.
I won't be surprised if that doesn't last.
Well, fuck, they were she called him every single day, and she called him Sweetie Bear.
Wow.
Sweetie Bear.
Cuddle bear?
This is the funniest shit ever, dude. So, and it's crazy though. It was a good night. I got drunk. I posted a bunch of snaps. I think I remember sending you a bunch of shit. And then I remember texting a group. We had a group chat going, my trainees, and I remember texting everybody saying, "Oh God, thanks for a good night. I guess I'm so fucking drunk. Thanks, guys. We can't wait to celebrate Jake's birthday next." And I kind of embarrassed the shit out of myself. I mean, fuck, dude. I was like, I was going off, man. So
Yeah, I think I still had Snapchat at that time. And
yeah, you got rid of it recently, so
I know, but I think I had it back then. And I saw how crazy you were going. And it was fucking crazy because like I'm like thinking like this motherfucker just got there and he going crazy like this. I'm like, well, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Like a polar bear can just happen to just jump out the woods and eat or something like that. Drunk, and I'm like, all right, Cody, you have your night. I don't want to damper your fun, but I'm telling you, bro, if you walk into a polar bear and the polar bear just jumps out, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be here to save you, buddy. That's the whole thing I said. The whole looking at them snaps, it was crazy. But yeah, that's Choop. The legend of Choop always continues. It always continues on.
Oh God! Speaking of my birthday, man, I'm pulling up the text right now, and this is what the Giselle said: "Hope everyone made it home safe. Good night." And then Jana's like, "Giselle's my favorite person. Happy birthday, Cody." And then she's like, "Happy official birthday." And I said, "Listen to what I fucking texted." I was like, "Thank you so much. I made it home safely. I'm preparing celebratory taquitos right now in celebration of my birthday. I love you all. Everyone here in this group is awesome. You guys are the best." 4 heart emojis.
Bro,
And then
Cody.
I said, "I want to get equally drunk for Jake's birthday, April 27th. Mark that on your calendar, everyone. We are going hard for sure. I want to make sure Jake has a good time as well. We all having a good time up in this bitch. Give me a hell yeah fire emoji." That's great.
Bro, all you're missing was it was lit.
Pretty
This
much. You
oh
know me when I drunk text, dude? It's crazy, man. I go off when I drunk text, bro.
yeah,
I text the weirdest fucking shit when I'm drunk, man. And I don't even remember texting this long ass paragraph. This paragraph that's like 4 or 5, like that's down to like the fucking bottom of your phone. That's the whole screen is your text. That's how it goes. Shit,
bro.
dude, that long, crazy. Anyway, that was the very first drunk story I had in Alaska. The next one didn't happen until the day after we took our weather exam. And what's funny was we wanted to celebrate because everyone passed. And we went to this bar. There's another bar that was nearby, which was about an 8-minute walk, called the Bow Bar. And that bar was, I'll let you know about this right now. That bar was garbage, trash, dude. That bar was like run down, terrible inside. It was like one of the worst shits you've ever seen, man. And it's like, I wouldn't recommend that bar to anybody if you're in the Kenai. I'm sorry. It's not good. The only reason we went there is because one of the people who worked there, he worked at the facility, at the flight service station in Kenai. And guess what his name was, dude?
Was it Zach?
No.
No.
I'll tell you. It was a
DJ?
black guy. It was a black guy. His name was Will. And guess
Oh.
what his last name was? Will Smith.
Oh.
I laughed. I mean, he worked at the facility and was doing the bartending on the side. I don't know why. He worked 5 days a week, and then he'd work bartending on the side. I don't know why. Maybe he was just bored or something. But he was working that night, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Will's working." It was a Monday night, and we had to try to go to training the next day at 12:30, and 12:30 p.m. of course, and we went after class that day, and we got, we had celebratory drinks. It was me, Giselle, Dana, and then a bunch of other people facility work showed up. That was the only people in my class. And it's like, where's everybody? I'm like, oh, they don't want to come. It's Monday night. We weren't going to get fucking drunk on a Monday night. Well, I ended up getting fucking drunk because, again, this other guy who worked at the facility, his name was,
Will?
no, his name was, shit, I forgot his name.
DJ?
No, I'll get his name. Hold up. His name was
Ryan?
no James. James. And this dude was a very interesting character. He was bald. He was completely bald and a long beard. And I told him, I said, he's like, you're my bald brother. That's I remember telling this guy, man. I said, we have something in common. And he had no hair and he had a long beard. And I told him, I said, I'm balding, but I'm not fully bald. I told him, I said, I can't ever be fully bald. I said, I don't ever see myself fully bald. So
You never know.
And I told him, I said, James, I'm like, you're like a brother to me, my bald brother. And he was so drunk, he started buying everybody shots, and the rest is history, man. And I got so drunk, I didn't all those times I threw up, man. But I never thrown up for those times hanging out. I got so drunk, I know I was drunk because I remember walking into my apartment the next day or that night, stumbling all around, man. The usual drunk troop, man. So. It was crazy, man. But with James, though, he was an interesting guy. He ended up working at the facility. And that was the only night that I talked to him. Any other time I seen him, no words were exchanged. Ever. The rest of the time I was in Kenai. That's how awkward it was. I don't even think he remembered me either, so. But we all got drunk, playing Mario Kart on the Wii. Drunk driving at its finest, but not realistically. We were playing Mario Kart, man.
Drunk when you're playing the Wii. Mario Kart.
We were playing the Switch, but yeah.
I think that's a little bit.
It was funny, dude. So, but I remember that night, I remember talking, and I said, yeah, I'll be, after I get done training here, I'll be going to Ketchikan. And he's like, oh, Ketchikan's a nice place, but I heard housing is really hard to find. I'm like, oh, God, don't get me fucking started on that. Please don't tell me that right now. I just want to have a good time. Please don't fucking kill the vibe. He's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Put his hands up. I'm sorry, man. So don't get mad at me. So it's like good. Pounds back. You're good, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, James. You're good, man. So that was the very last thing I remember. And then I remember walking home. Oh God, it was only an 8-minute walk, but still stumbling again, man. I'm surprised I didn't fucking pass out on the side of the road that night. I mean, because I had to get up the next day and go to training, and I was somewhat fucking hungover. And I remember taking a shower, and I think I remember just sitting down in my shower as the shower's on me, just laying down for no goddamn reason while the water's pouring on me. And I don't know, man. I was just laying in the tub, man. I don't fucking feel like moving. Shit was so funny, dude. I do the most random shit when I'm drunk, especially not when I'm alone.
Yeah.
God, don't get me started on that. Anyway, that was another good drunk story, and I can go on, but like I said, I am moving to Ketchikan where I live now, and I'm on month 4 of training. And Ketchikan's a really nice city. They got a bunch of bars here, and I've been going downtown pretty much every single weekend. I didn't go last night, but usually I go on Friday. I'm starting to get to know a lot of the bartenders here, and they know me. Like the one bartender, Lauren, shout out to her at Totem Bar. She knows my name. She knows sometimes what I want to drink, but I've been switching it up on her the past few times I've been. She's awesome. What?
Are you becoming a regular?
Yeah, I'm becoming a regular, dude.
That boy.
There's a lot of the places in here, dude, that I become regulars at. And it's like, shout out to them. Sourdough Bar, Arctic Bar, Totem Bar. There's a lot of them I go to. Asylum. I mean, there's so many bars here, dude. It's like if CJ was here or Sean was here, I haven't told them about it. I'm like, yeah, you guys are gonna like it here. I mean, there's a lot of places to go out and drink. They're all within walking distance. So it's like, well, walking distance from downtown. So I mean, I live fucking 20 minutes from downtown, so yeah.
Get it right.
Great. Yeah, dude, it's a nice little city. And yeah, I just wanted to, just tell you, how much I like it here. It's a nice little city. Adjusting. I mean, my rent's a lot higher. I'm paying $1,800 a month right now for a one bedroom apartment. $1,800, utilities included. So that's fucking outrageous, but
over.
Yeah, man, $1,800 a month, dude. Plus groceries, plus gas for my car, which I only get twice every 2 weeks. So gas is averaging like $3.65 here. The most I've seen it was like $4.50 that was for unleaded was like $5 a gallon. Or no, premium was like $5 a gallon. So
hey, whoa,
like $3.60 to $4 a gallon here for gas in Alaska. So yeah. But luckily where I live now, the island isn't that bad. I mean, it's small. You can't drive off of it. There's nowhere to go. I mean, the road ends when you get to one side. You get back this side, it ends again. So it's a nice little place, man. So I'm liking it here in Ketchikan, and I met some really good coworkers here. Shout out to Robert. I hung out with him last Saturday, and that's when we were discussing the podcast, dude. So shout out to him. I said, yeah, I'm going to hang out with my coworker. I said, it's only the second time I hung out with him. But the very first time I hung with my coworkers, man, I got so fucking drunk, I embarrassed the shit out of myself in front of everybody. It was for my coworker Isaiah's birthday, man. We all went so fucking hard. And I ended up getting so drunk, I ended up fucking dancing, like doing this weird ass dancing, dude. Mm-hmm. And it's like doing like the whitest dance ever, man.
Hey, you said right.
White, dude. Yeah, whitest dance, man.
Carlton in you, huh?
Try to, yeah.
Yeah.
To very bad success.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's not really a good impression to put on my coworkers. I mean, I couldn't help it. I mean, you know how much I like drinking, so.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, it's hard for me to just have 3 drinks. I gotta have more. Make it more.
Just can't have one.
Exactly. I just can't have one. Exactly, D-Just. You know me. So, but yeah, man. I mean, I have a lot of good drunk stories, but I don't want to ramble on even longer because we've been already going on for a lot anyway here. So, but yeah, life in Alaska is really good. More of the story is it's a lot different than Ohio. The nature is great. If you like hiking, you're definitely gonna love it here. Only thing is, if you're anywhere in northern Alaska, dude, watch out for bears, mosquitoes, wolves. The list goes on. You get like where I'm at. There's bears here, dude, but they're black bears. Black bears want nothing to do with humans. Black bears like fish, garbage, berries, shit. The list goes on. I learned that if the black bear actually sees a human, they actually run away. They want nothing to do with them. Black bears. So if you see those brown bears or grizzly bears, stay away. They're gonna fucking kill you, dude.
And white bears nothing to mess with.
Oh, and the polar bears too. Don't miss that.
Huh? Those need to take your head off. They don't care.
Exactly. So, but yeah. I also wanted to mention, since we're talking about the city I live in, I also want, before we get on to you talking, I wanted to mention. Send prayers to the whole community at Ketchikan. There recently was a landslide that happened here that claimed the life of one guy. It happened back in August 25th, so about almost a month ago now. 3 homes were destroyed, and like I said, one person died, and it's so just send prayers, viewers, of So Yesterday, to families that were affected by the landslide, because a lot of families were affected. I mean, so send prayers. Pray for the family of Sean Griffin. That was the guy who got killed in the landslide back in August. And the community is a little tiny community. I mean, it's a little city. It's very tight knit. We all support one each other, and the landslide was really it really hurt everybody here. All the locals who've been here their whole lives and everything. So yeah, send prayers to So Yesterday. Or from So Yesterday, send prayers. From us to So Yesterday, send prayers. Any prayers you can for the community. We're still healing almost a month later. So yeah. Yeah. Hey, without further ado, just I'll take the
Well,
floor is yours, man. You
I
want to
will.
talk about how life was after that we ended season 4? Go ahead. Floor is yours.
I will say that you going to Alaska has really shaped you up to be a really, really different person. Like that growth you took is just phenomenal.
You think so, man?
I think so.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Well, did I grow? Did I? Well, I shouldn't say change. Did I? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh no, that's good.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, man. Thank you, Just.
Yeah.
Means a lot.
Anyway, after season 4 in it for me. Well, as you know, it was kind of a rocky start figuring out what to do next. I was coming off of Lady K, Mr. J. We did like a good run, maybe season of that, but that wasn't as accurate as I would want it to be. So that, you know, kind of took a break. It's in talks of coming back, but, kind of hard because she went on to get a boyfriend, and that played even twice as hard making scheduled dates around when I wanted to do episodes. So I love Kate, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to make a schedule and working around dates and stuff like that, it's a little challenging.
Oh
But
shit, dude! I didn't know that
moving
happened with her.
on, no,
Damn.
no. It's cool, and I'm happy for her. But the thing is this, like moving on, staying on topic here. It's like so yesterday, we built this up. We started it. We're gonna continue working on it. But after so yesterday, ended for the 4th season. I just really had to take a look on a lot of things. Of course, the main priority became the boys because a lot of stuff started happening which I was not happy about. I told you about the ongoings, the outgoings, the battles and in court.
Oh
Out.
yeah, man. I remember. Yep, I remember you texted me about it.
Started left and right, left and right. So, you know, that became a headache of its own right. I mean, here I am. I'm thinking to myself, like, all this money I've been spending going to court could be spent towards college tuition for the kids, different types of stuff, but it's going to courts and attorneys. So, as usual, me thinking one step ahead, and of course, I'm also using my brain with certain things and all that stuff. I realized that I had to think differently with some of this stuff. I couldn't keep doing the same thing and the same predictable movements I've been making in the past. So, of course, I'm still doing volunteering. Of course, I'm still helping out with special needs. But it comes a point where you gotta start switching up the routes you take. Which you did that. You switched up. Didn't like
I
it
did,
at
yeah.
didn't like your one job. You had to leave there. Didn't like the other job. So you got there. So that's what got your dream job. So you know, I think I'm at that crossroad right now where I'm not really liking a lot of stuff, and I'm really seeing the outsides of what I need to do now. Where I need to find something I like and be happy with. of course, I love being a dad, and here's some things they've been doing recently. They've grown a lot since we last talked about them. For example, my one can literally say, "No, I'm not doing that. No problem." But he also is very, very intelligent. He's the one that's probably going to give me the run for my money. And I'm proud of him. He loves sports. He says, "Go, Dad, go." And he has a big variety of words. Ahead of his brother just a little bit, but his brother's more bitch of I think. I don't know what mom thinks, but it's very interesting just watching him from an outside perspective view, just seeing how the kid mind works. Because I never thought I would be doing this, but when you sit there and watch the kid mind actually work and function, it's different. One has different likes with food. One's a picky eater. Another one just doesn't care. He'll eat anything. And I gotta watch that actually because he was there. And, I mean, if you don't watch him, he'll eat till he literally froze up, bro.
Oh,
So I
damn.
gotta
Damn, dude.
watch him. It's seriously.
Wow.
But no, he's a sweetheart in real talk though. But yeah, they're both good boys. They just need some planning and all that. But
You have any good memories of them, of doing stuff with them? I know I've seen some stuff you post on Instagram and whatnot and Facebook.
uh,
Is there anything memorable you've made so far with them?
best thing right now. Well, first one is with the oldest one. He mimics me. He can do my laugh perfectly. So
Your
it's
laugh perfectly?
yeah, he does my laugh. So he's
Love it.
like, ah. He can do it because I do that all the time. I'm laughing. So he'll do that and mimic me and stuff. And Emmett, like when I'm upstairs and I don't respond back right away, he's like, "Daddy, you okay? You okay?"
That's cute, man. Wow.
Then he'll ask his naughty downstairs, "Are you okay?" He'll keep doing that, like immediately till somebody answers. But it's just little stuff like that. It's interesting because one likes to read, and they actually both like to read, but they're big into coloring and stuff like that.
Oh,
They're
that's
just
awesome.
because I got my oldest on the globe, just reading different stuff like that. Because it's important to know about the globe and all that stuff. You never know, but it's interesting. It really is. Because like they change you in different ways. Be amazed. I'm amazed, but
Well, I'm happy you're enjoying the time with them, early on because yeah, being there for them because
that's one thing I
having
learned.
having a dad in their life is very, very, good. I mean, I shouldn't say, important. Well, because some people didn't grow up with a dad, so it's really nice, that you're there for them, at their young age and everything.
Trust.
So
I didn't have a dad in my life growing up, so it's like I've been trying to stress that out. Every time we go to these court things, I'm trying to stress that importance of a dad being in our lives. But you know, it ain't never easy dealing with the court. You know, but I'm not going to bore the viewers with all that. I'm going to talk about yesterday. And, you know,
yeah, man, happy to be back with So Yesterday. Be able to share these stories with our viewers and anybody interested, listening to us, our fans from since season one. So shout out to you guys as always. So
yep, most definitely. You supported us when we were on that hiatus. We definitely support you for real because
yeah,
we
for
took
sure.
a long
Uh,
hiatus.
well, thanks for sharing that, man. I mean, you obviously, rambling on for like a long time. A lot has happened with me, and I went into
Yep,
extreme detail, but I wanted to make sure the viewers got a glimpse of how my life has been since moving out to Alaska, and like you said, yeah, I do feel like I'm a different. Well, a better, I shouldn't say a different person, a better person now, because I got some experience, well, I shouldn't say experience, be able to, live my own and stuff, and be able to take care of myself and not have to worry about my parents, doing everything like, washing my clothes and making dinner or going to the store, etc. I had to do all that myself, I'm used to it by now. So it has made me a better person. So, and I think that was what, I needed to, get out that shell eventually and, live on my own eventually. So why not start now? So
That's what I was telling you. It's always good to get out. You know,
exactly. And like I said, I'm
Experience.
happy I made this decision to come up to Alaska, but like I said, I miss all of you guys. Like I said, I'm hoping to come home soon. Well, I'm planning to come home for Christmas,
Yeah, we
so back to Ohio. So that's the goal. So
yeah, we
yeah, man. So like I said, I really do want to come back home and see you guys. I want to hang out, everything. So
yeah,
hopefully that, like I said, I want that to happen soon. So we'll see. We'll see what happens
yeah.
in the next
Well,
few months. So
keep your fingers
anyway,
crossed. Maybe the
yeah.
boys will back by then. Anyway,
Anyway, that was a really good introduction, D. Just. I don't know about you. I thought that was great.
I think we definitely did do our best to keep that well constructed. We didn't go too far off, and I think we both stayed on topic for
Yeah,
once. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I'm happy we got to have this talk and a good introduction, man.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's move on to the next segment. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about next segment we're gonna talk about is the most attractive male hobbies according to women, as well as the least attractive male hobbies according to women. And I was doing some research earlier today, and I found an article on ladbible.com titled People Furious After Research Reveals the 15 Least Attractive Hobbies Men Can Have According to Women. So, I don't know about you, D-Just, but this list, I mean, it's pretty, I shouldn't say obvious that these are the least attractive hobbies according to women that guys can have. But I'm going to go through all these right now and,
Good idea. How about we turn this into like a little guessing game, right? Real quick.
oh, you want to play a guessing game? All right. We can do that too.
If I can get like like answers right on here.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. So you said the least favorite
The
hobby.
least attractive hobbies men can have according to women.
All right. So I'm going to shoot off for $500. Is porn on the list?
Porn is on the list, man.
Ding
So
ding.
according to this article posted by Date Psychology, 10.8% of women say porn is a least attractive hobby men can have. 10.8%. Porn is way at the bottom, but it's on there, man. So you win $500. Good job. So yes, if you consider that a hobby, but yeah.
I'm gonna
You want to
go.
throw another one out there, D Just?
What about sports?
Well, sports. Well, they got gambling on here,
Oh, gambling can be.
and gambling could be sports. They got sport gambling. Gambling. I mean, guys can gamble for sports sports betting all the time. That's on here. Well, if you consider it sports, yeah. Sporting. 6.4% of women say gambling is a least unattractive hobby men can have. 6.4%.
Hmm. Let's see.
So got a lot of other interesting stuff that women don't like. Well, I shouldn't say don't find attractive. So you got two of them.
Gaming.
Oh yes, gaming is on this list, man.
Hmm.
Number 3 on the list. Only 27.4% of women say that gaming is the least attractive hobby, that's really low. If you think, I think I think it'll be up there higher. No,
Yeah.
gaming is on here, yes. So, yeah, you got that right for $500 as well.
Hmm. This is kind of stupid. But how about reading?
Reading is not on the list.
Good. Okay.
So,
I mean, that wasn't bad.
yeah, man.
Huh. Hobby wise,
Hobby wise, yes. Least attractive hobbies.
knitting.
Knitting is not on the list. Think of something think of like something I like to do. What is something I like to do, you should know by now.
This is not something you like to do. But how about politics?
Oh yes, politics is definitely on the list. Number two.
Mm.
Actually, no, wait, number four. Four. Politics, or they have debating on here, which is probably about the same thing. 30.5% of women say that that 30.5% of women say debating / politics is the least attractive hobby that men can have. So
Mm.
debating politics is up there. So yeah. So yeah, people they don't like bringing their political views on the first date. Apparently, yep, that is something that girls do not, or women do like in guys. So
So
don't
how
be talking
about
about politics, man. So
so I want to say something about being on your phone, but how would you put that?
being on your phone, I don't think that's a hobby, but that's a good guess.
It is not a hobby.
Well, there's something on here called they got something on here called arguing online.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell that means. It's probably like something like being on Reddit or something, arguing online. I don't. That 12.3% of women say they find that least attractive. So yeah, that could be on your phone. That could be something, arguing online. Yeah, I could see that. So,
Hmm.
any other guesses you want to make? Yeah, I got more on the list. You got one, two, three, four. I got 4 out of 15. If you want to go through all 15, if not, I'll list them. Up to you if you want to keep guessing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm guessing one. I guess
All
magic
right.
trick,
What was that?
magic tricks.
Magic tricks? Well, they got Magic the Gathering on here. MTG.
Okay.
So basically, a guy who likes Magic the Gathering, 28.5% of women find that least attractive. Men, a hobby that men can have. Because, I know some guys that are really big into Magic the Gathering. That's one of them that women don't like. That 28%, 28.5% don't like that. So, but Magic Tricks is not on the list. But I decided to get the Magic the Gathering on here. So, and that's number 6 on the list.
Laziness.
Laziness as a hobby, I don't see that. I mean,
Oh,
probably as hobbies, man. We're talking about hobbies.
how about comic books?
Comic books is number 1. 33.6% of women find that least attractive of men.
Yeah.
33.6. That's number 1, man. That's the least attractive hobby.
What
So
about is
about
hunting on a list?
hunting,
Yeah.
no, that's not on the list as least attractive. Nope.
Let's see here. What? Hmm.
Got any more guesses?
Let me see. I got hunting. No, I didn't get a hunting. Go ahead.
All right, so
Well,
so the next one, that's number 2 after comic books. Number
wait a minute.
2 after comic books.
Cosplay.
Cosplay is number 2. Yes, 32.1% of women find that least attractive hobby women can have. So that's 32.1. Number 4, or correction, number 5 is drinking. 29% of women find drinking a bad hobby in guys. So I'm fucked with that. So
Weed.
yeah, number 6 is anime. Guys who like anime, 27.4% of women find that least attractive. So after anime, this is kind of weird, but any guy that's into makeup, 24.4% of women find that least attractive. I don't know any guys who like makeup. I don't know why the hell that's on the list. After makeup, crypto is on the list. 23.1% of guys who are into crypto. You know, cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So, and then after crypto, cigars. Anyone who likes cigars, 22.3% find that least attractive. And then after cigars, clubbing. Guys who like to go clubbing, 20% of women find that least attractive.
I guess I'm not cool.
So, yeah. 20% of them. And then just under clubbing is guys who like to smoke weed, marijuana. 15.9% of women find that least attractive for guys who like to smoke weed. So,
Of course.
marijuana. Yeah. Which is legal in Alaska, by the way.
Oh, darn.
Medically and recreationally. I forgot to mention that. There's weed stores everywhere. Forgot to mention that. So
they got them everywhere, but it's illegal.
It's legal.
Oh,
everywhere. Legal.
That's gonna be kind of bad. It's illegal, and they have
no. It's legal, medically and recreational use. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of weed stores everywhere. There's a bunch here. Crazy. All right, so after marijuana, 12.3% of women say collecting Funko dolls is a least attractive hobby. Those pop Funko, the Funko dolls, you know, those things you get at GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Those pop dolls, yeah, they find that least attractive. And then the very last thing on here is something I never heard of. I actually had to look this up, but they put manosphere on this list. I don't know what the hell that is. I had to Google it. 3.1% of women find that least attractive. I don't know what the hell manosphere is. I'm looking on Wikipedia because you know how accurate this is. But it says manosphere is a diverse collection of website, blogs, or online forums promoting masculinity, misogyny, and the opposition to feminism. Okay, all right. I never heard that my entire life, but that's interesting. So, yeah, 3.1% of women find that least attractive. So, anyway, are you ready for the 15 most attractive hobbies men can have according to women? You ready? You want to make some guesses for this?
I'll make some guesses.
All right.
So, we'll start off with
most attractive hobbies. What do you think? Women want to see in men.
I'm gonna go with hunting.
Hunting is not on the list. I'm surprised. Well, I'll give you this one. They got archery on here.
That's all hunting.
Archery, 89.5% of women say archery is a very attractive hobby men can have. Archery. Interesting. That's toward the bottom of the list, but it's on there. Any other guesses?
What about driving?
Driving is not on the list. Surprisingly.
Let me see here. Blacksmithing.
Blacksmithing is on the list. It's just under archery. 88.2% find that attractive. Blacksmithing, yes.
I'm going to say cooking.
Oh, yes, dude, for sure. Cooking is number 4 on this list. 95.1% of women say cooking is a very attractive hobby for men to have. Cooking is definitely on there at number 4. So, yes, correct, dude.
So, what about some hygiene?
No, that's not on the list for hobby-wise, but
Swimming, sports or swimming?
swimming is on the list. It is number 9. It's number 9 on this list. 92.8% of women say swimming is an attractive hobby. Yes, for men to have.
What about working
Correct.
out?
Working out, that is surprisingly not on this list.
All right,
Very,
we're
very
gonna go
surprised.
about camping then.
Well, they got hiking on the list. Hiking is number toward the bottom. It's number 11
Yep.
or number 10. My bad, number 10. 90% of women say hiking is attractive hobby. So you
That's
got
what about leather
5
work?
of them. What's up?
Leather work?
Leather work is not on the list.
Let me see here. Reading.
Reading is number 1, dude. 98.2% of women say guys who like reading is a very attractive hobby to have. 98.2%. It's insane. It's insane right there. Gosh.
Let me see here.
Number 1 answer right there.
Yes. Writing.
Writing is number 7 on the list. 93.8% say writing is an attractive hobby to have. Yes.
Okay. What about foreign language?
Foreign languages is number 2. 95.6% find that attractive.
Okay.
Yes. Good job. You got number 2. Good job.
Dancing.
Dancing is not on the list. Sadly.
We got dancing, but let's see. I can get dancing.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Photography.
Photography, yes, is right under swimming. 90.5% of women say photography is a very attractive hobby. So CJ's in luck right there.
Yeah.
CJ loves photography, so
In luck.
yes.
I'm kind of shocked. They don't got fashion on the list, but
Fashion
astronomy.
is not on the list according to this website.
Do you have like astronomy on there?
Astronomy, yes, is right under photography. 90.5% of women love guys who like astronomy. Yes.
Yes. That's good. Let's see here. Filmmaking.
Filmmaking is not on the list, surprisingly. Well,
What about acting?
acting is not on the list either.
Running.
Running is not on the list.
Let's see here.
I'll give you a hint. One of them involves being outdoorsy, but it's we've already mentioned hiking, but one of them involves doing something outdoors to make use it to make a fire.
Camping.
No,
Fish.
close.
Fishing.
Fishing is surprisingly not on this list. No, surprised. That one. I don't think you're gonna guess this one. I'll give you one of them. 94.4% of women say woodworking is an attractive hobby. Woodworking. So.
Yeah. Kind of.
And I'll give you another hint. Number 3 involves music.
Dancing or something like that. No.
No, on the wrong track.
Karaoke.
No, on the wrong track too.
DJing.
Close. You're very, very close. You want me to give it to you?
Let me think. I said singing. I said dancing. I said.
You're very close when you say DJing. It's something similar to DJing. Well, somewhat similar. I should say somewhat similar to DJing.
What, going to concerts?
Nah, not necessarily. I'll give it to you if you want me to. I'll just give it to you. Number 3, 95.4% of women say guys who know how to play an instrument. Very attractive hobby.
Okay.
So like guitar, etc.
Ah.
Yeah, playing an instrument, So, I'll give you, I'll give you the rest of these. 94.1% of women say guys who like painting on the list. 93.8% guys who like to write. Under that, 93.8 as well. Gardening. Guys who like to garden. That's on the list. And then the one at the bottom, guys who like to travel. 87.9% say traveling is an attractive hobby. So CJ's in luck with that one too.
Yeah.
He loves to travel. So those are the 15 most attractive hobbies guys can have according to women. So yeah, that's interesting. So, and with that being said, let's move on to the next segment, shall we? The next one is we're going to talk about qualities women look for in men. We're going to talk about the top 8 qualities according to gentlemansjournal.com. The qualities that women look for in men. And you want to go ahead and guess? Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say smile, of course.
Smile qualities? Yes. That could be one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys that got a good smile is one of them, yes.
Um,
Any other traits? You think of any other traits guys could have that women, would want?
confidence.
Oh, yes. Confidence is number 3. Yes, something I don't have. So, yeah.
Like style, would you say? Fashion?
Fashion is not on the list. If you're saying fashion, yeah, not on the list. Not on this list, of course.
Smells good?
Smells good. Not on the list either, although that should be one of them.
Yeah.
We're talking about like traits and stuff, not like for qualities.
Let's see here. Trait, like smooth talker or something like that.
That could be one, but it's not on this list.
Okay. Honest.
Honesty, yes, is on the list. It's number 4 on the list. You gotta be honest, I think. Everybody.
Like good shape.
Good shape is actually not on the list. There's actually, it's funny, in this article, it says on the bottom that there's actually a good amount of percentage of girls that are women that like guys with, quote unquote, dad bods. So, the dad bods, real big into that. So, which actually surprised me there. So,
trust.
Oh, hold on a sec. I lost my list. Trust is not on the list, which it should actually. Yeah.
I read something about not afraid of communication, a commitment or something like that. Not afraid of commitment or something like that. I mean,
Not afraid of commitment. You mean like what's the word? Faithfulness is one of them. That's faithfulness is on here, yes.
they have some like similar to family oriented on here.
Stability.
Okay, I guess.
I mean, like financial stability. Maybe it was one of them.
That's always on the list.
Oh yeah, honesty actually is on here. I'm looking at a different list. Honesty is on here. Yes.
Yeah.
Passion's on here.
Mm-hmm.
Want to guess anything else?
I think I got a good majority.
Well, the number one quality men or women look for in men, it's something I don't have either, and that's humor. Sense of humor is number
I,
one.
I got that.
Number one, man, sense of humor. Something I don't have. So,
We actually do got that, Cody.
you you really think I'm funny? Wow, thanks, dude.
You can be funny.
Well, sometimes I'm funny on accident, so
Yeah, that's good.
I don't like to joke around a lot. So,
You,
thanks,
you
dude.
you really don't, but you still can be funny.
Damn, dude. Oh gosh. Okay, number two, intellect, intelligence is on here.
It's not.
Three, integrity. That's on
Oh,
here too. Another one is chemistry. They got chemistry with them. Good chemistry. So confidence is on here. Respect,
that's
kindness, patience,
you got what?
dependability,
Yeah,
maturity. Maturity's on here. Big one. That's a big one.
that's a big one.
Acceptance. Definitely on here. Acceptance. This one's kind of surprises. Well, not really surprises me. I wasn't expecting this to be one of them, but emotional availability.
You definitely got that.
Women desire a man who is emotionally honest and forthright, rather than a man who is cut off and emotionally unavailable. Interesting.
Yeah.
I definitely have that one.
Yep.
Honesty, of course, that's a big one. Assertiveness. Okay, I don't think I have that one.
Probably
It's
do,
basically
but
standing up for yourself. You stand up for yourself and stuff.
yeah.
Reliability, of course, really high up on the list. Faithfulness, of course. And of course, also having empathy as well. You need to have empathy, compassion, drive, and purpose. Always, be kind. Don't be an asshole, stuff like that. So that's really, really big. So those are the qualities that women look for in men. And then we're going to talk about next, we're going to talk about qualities that we look for in women. So me and you do just, what do we look for in women? Let's go.
Okay, let's go. You
Let's
know,
go. Let's get to it.
for me, I look for, of course, loyalty.
That's a big
Gotta
one, dude.
gotta be able to depend on you when things get rough in the clutch. You can't fold on me. You can't, just run because things are hard, or you don't understand something. You gotta be able to communicate with me and tell me what's on your mind because I'm not a mind reader. What about you?
I'm not a mind reader either, man. I wholly 100% agree with you on that. I mean, for me, I think just be real, be honest, be real with me, be 100. Keep it real. You know what? Keep it 100. So, I mean, just be honest. If you want to tell me how you really feel instead of just leaving, man, or ghosting. I get ghosted
Oh,
so much.
you
It's
know
like
who?
I really have someone who just tell me how you feel, man. Just don't fucking leave me like feeling that way, man. I hate
Yeah,
getting ghosted. Just tell me you don't want to talk to me, or tell me you don't like this, or tell me I'm not interested in you.
yep.
I'll get sad, but just do it. Just don't leave me on red.
I'm at the point I'd rather be sad than sitting there wondering, like, damn, what I do? Hey, mom,
I
like,
hate that feeling, man. You're sitting there figuring out, what did I do wrong? Did I fuck something up? Did I, say something that you did wrong? Did I do something wrong? Did I, the whole thing?
amen. But at the same time, if they're really meant to be with you, you should be able to work through anything. Like, that should be a big thing. If you can't work through something, you're never going to grow as one. That's a big one.
I agree, 100% agree, man. And another one for me, I mean, I'm trying to find. I'm hoping to find a woman that is, I think, a really good listener, man. I mean, he wants to listen to, like, say for example, you have a bad day, and I want someone who'd be able to listen, like, to, if they want to talk about it and say, you know, understand, what I'm going through or something, or if I have a bad day, that they want to talk to me and make it better. So I feel like someone who's a good listener, down to earth, really big for me too. So
Yeah. Also, I can't deal with I'm with the person. I can't be doing multiple parties, man. I want to be with just one person. I shouldn't have to be answering to all these other people. Like one person. I mean, like our drama shouldn't be the whole world's drama. Like privacy. You know, you got a problem with me? Take it up with me. Like you shouldn't have to get Bob, Billy Joe Ocean, Frank Jr., and Roseanne Summers all up in the mix. Like it's probably 2025. We're getting above this stuff right here. And I'm just saying. You know how I feel. I know how you
yeah,
feel.
exactly. Yep.
It's like, why do we have to answer all these different people?
Yeah, really. It's like, I mean, like I said, more people who just like listen, who understand, who understand, what it's like to be in my shoes for, if I go through something,
Amen.
that's something big too. Um, I don't really value sense of humor in a woman because I don't. I mean, it's nice to get a laugh every once in a while, but I don't think that's not number one priority for me. I mean, when it comes to women, but I know it's really big for women for guys, but for me, for a woman, no, I don't look for that. I don't look for that in a woman.
You want a person just always serious and just like
No, well, I'm most of the time really serious, yeah. So,
you gonna get a stiff board. Your speed's like doesn't even make you laugh or anything. She's just like, what?
hey,
What?
I'm not really. I mean, if she wants to make me laugh, go for it. I mean, we all can use a good smile, once in a while, make us smile, right in our day and whatnot. So, yeah, dude,
One of those.
one of those, yes.
Oh yeah.
Anything else for you though?
No man. I think more importantly, I just want somebody to be real with me. Be and most importantly be willing to get along with my mother. You know who you are. Wink wink. Fire.
Yes,
Shots fired.
I love it.
Because if she can't get along with my mother, there is no future. Like, you know how it is. With your mom, she was your first love. The first person you've seen. She's always got a special place in your heart. And it's like with girls, sometimes their dads are the first ones they look up to. I mean, depending on how the relationship is. But I just need that person to know my mom's not going anywhere. you know, I think respect is everything for me. Just like family oriented is everything with me. Friendship, the ones that I actually mess with, like heavy, are everything to me.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. It's just life's too short.
Life is too short, man, to worry about these small things that are not really important.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing, keep moving. Through all the struggles, through all the challenges, through all the obstacles you face, just you'll get through them. I mean, if you gotta have the support too. I mean, that's also what I look for in women too. Also, just like being, able to support. Any decision I make is fine with. I want to do this in my life. I want to go move here, or I want to do this. Want to accomplish this goal one time. So that
That's
goes the
my,
same with keeping it real. So,
yeah. My number one thing though is, before I have any type of relationship, I got to get right with God first.
oh yes, dude,
Like
100%.
I've learned the hard way. If I'm not right with God, it's not going to be any. thing I can do with a relationship. So, yeah, I have to get back to where God comes first, then my kids, then if it's anything left, then relationship. So it's like it's tricky, but it can be done. But God says, He never gives us too much we can handle. So
That's facts, dude. You got facts on facts with that one.
actually,
Also, there's another thing that I really think is something I want a good quality. I want someone who likes me for me. I don't want to pretend to be someone else. To impress her. I don't. I have a hard time wanting to be myself a lot because I'm afraid that some woman's not going to like me if I'm, being real, being, myself.
because what, I think I was recently in something like that where I felt like I had to hold back a little bit. I couldn't be my full self because I felt
Yeah,
like any day could push her away. So it's like I don't like that feeling, knowing I can't be my full self. So it's like better than that. It's like granted, you can have people like that, but you don't have to be in a relationship with them. But you know what? Sometimes people think they're not good enough for certain things, but you gotta get out of that habit because you're on this earth for a reason. You deserve the whole world.
exactly.
You've
Hmm.
been through all the struggles. After that, you should be aiming for the stars. Yeah. Gosh.
You know what they say, man? Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon.
Yeah.
Pop Smoke said that the album. So
P. Rock P.
rest in peace to Pop Smoke.
Uh,
I'm trying to think. I know I got one more I wanted to share that look for in women.
I think
Maybe what's up?
you can go first.
Maybe someone who's. I want someone who like. Well, I know I did mention a good listener, but maybe someone who's easy to talk to, like
Yeah.
whenever, like about anything you want is like I said, open to talk, like pretty much an open book. You can talk to people about anybody, like like anything that's really personal, like they're understanding and just like you know would want to listen. Like I already mentioned, good listener, but just wants to be a part of the conversation, wants to do anything in their power to make you feel better. When you're
A-
feeling down. So,
Amen.
amen, dude. Yeah, those really important qualities, and I'm really hoping I'll be able to find a woman who is able to and be that because I know there's no perfect woman out there. We all have our flaws, we all have our weaknesses, we all have our like. We have strengths, we got weaknesses. It's able to just keep going. And to, just keep going through everything. We need support. We need the support from those people. So
I agree.
if we want to be happy, also we need to also be more positive and with ourselves too. We can't just rely on other people to make us feel better. We got to keep pushing through, no matter how hard how hard long it takes. So, yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh, dude, I'm starting to lose my voice this episode. I'm talking way too much, man. I'm losing my voice.
Yes.
Shit.
Luckily, we're right towards the end.
I
So,
know, right? All
so,
right. So excuse me.
so if you want,
My voice is really starting to crack, man. I'm talking too much.
hey, yo, look, I don't think we've got nothing else to say, but so you want to wrap it up?
Yes, dude. Please.
Okay. So, no matter how you've been tuning in, laptop, PlayStation, even on the little
iPad.
iPad, it's important to know we appreciate you. And hey, season 5, episode 1, we're back.
And we're just getting started, man. We're gonna keep going
And
strong.
this has been Troop and D-Just. This has been So Yesterday, So Yesterday, So Yesterday, So Yesterday, So Yesterday. So yesterday.
Yeah.
We're out. Peace.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening. Tune in next time. We're going to be episode 2. We got a good one in store for you next time. So make sure you guys tune in and stay tuned. It's going to be a really good one. And like I said, as you just said, we're always happy to get you guys who are coming along for the ride, because without you, we wouldn't have a platform.
Thank
Without
you.
you, just.
Yep.
So without further ado, hope you guys are having a good weekend. And stay safe, stay positive. Live every day to the fullest until the day you die. That's my saying. Because
Don't
life
chase.
is too short to, not take chances or risks. Do what you want to do, chase your dreams, not people. Right, D-Just?
Yep, and don't chase people. Chase your dreams.
Dreams. Yes. Said better. Good. Said better than me.
Yep.
All right, guys. Peace out. And till next time.
All right.